As we move down, we have our second example, which is a little bit more extensive. Now this is a simple contact form, and we're structuring it inside of a table in order to separate the labels, which are a name for the input, and then the actual input itself. Now we don't necessarily have to use a table for this, but it's one method we can use to separate the labels from the inputs. So we have our first input here, which is name. You see that it has typed text and then the name of name. We have our email label here and our input. You see the name is mail. It's a text input. Our next one is comment. And instead of using a text input, we're using something called a text area, which is pretty much like a big text input where we can input paragraphs and input new lines. Whereas if we hit enter inside of a text input, it will actually submit the form. In a text area, we're allowed to enter paragraphs, for example, and we're giving it the name of comment. In this next set of inputs, we're introducing a checkbox input, and we're adding two of these. One of them says, I am interesting. One of them says, I wear matching socks. So these are some attributes of the person submitting the form that they might want to add to give you a little bit more information about themselves. Now notice that the name here is attributes, but we have an opening and a closing square bracket. Now this is something that you'd normally see in an array when we're working with arrays in PHP, and that's exactly what's happening here. We can actually set the name on two different checkboxes to attributes, and then by adding the brackets we say that it's an array. So when this is submitted, these two items could be added both to the attributes array, and you'll see what I mean later when we submit it. And then finally we have the submit button here, and the value of it is submit. We also have our action input, which again is a simple hidden input that has the name of action, and we're giving it the value this time of contact. In our previous form up here, we gave it the value of display.